Hey everyone, and thanks for jumping back into the cryptoverse. Today, we're going to talk about the normalized ROI from the depths of despair, March 13th, 2020, of several different cryptocurrencies. If you guys like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, and also check out the Telegram channel, which you can find a link to in the description below. Let's go ahead and jump in. So, this is one of the charts we used to cover about every month or so on the channel. We stopped giving as frequent updates, but I wanted to provide an update here. This is measured from March 13th of 2020 when we were coming out of that major pandemic crash. And we followed a lot of different cryptocurrencies. Some of them I'm not even tracking on here anymore because they didn't do so well. They did worse than even the ones shown here. But what's interesting is Bitcoin is sort of this yellow line that cuts through the middle. And the whole idea is, ideally speaking, you're in the projects that are outperforming Bitcoin at the very least, okay? So some of the main projects I talk about on the channel besides Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano. You can see Ethereum is actually doing really, really well. This white line, it's actually been outperforming a lot of these other projects. And so the whole idea is, a lot of people stick their nose up to Ethereum, but I mean, it's actually outperformed a lot of projects. And even though the risk on it hasn't been nearly as high. So it goes to show just how powerful Ethereum is. Now, if you go even higher, you can see that VeChain, which is one we've covered a couple times on the channel, and I do think is a decent project. It's related to the supply chain side of things. It's this dashed green line. It's performed relatively well. It's also been in the lead a number of times, over here and over here. But the one that has stood out the most has been Cardano, taking the lead early on, continuing to take the lead here, and then just completely separating itself ever since then. Now, ADA right now, again, is back in the phase of why does ADA never do anything, but these are the best phases for ADA because normally it just means it's gearing up for a move later on. So far what we notice is that ADA, VeChain, and Ethereum have been outperforming Bitcoin. Another one, Atom, Cosmos, has been outperforming as well. It wasn't for a little while. It's sort of come above and below it. Right now it's actually doing relatively well. A lot of layer ones are doing relatively well. The red line is Link, and this brings up a good point to show that despite how bad Link has performed recently, as measured from the bottom in March, Link has still outperformed Bitcoin, okay, which is somewhat impressive. And then beyond that, you have XLM, which is sort of right on par with Bitcoin, and then you have a number of them that are coming in below Bitcoin. But the whole point is that measuring it like this, it does give you an idea of how are the different projects stacking up against one another. What are the returns looking like? Are we including recency bias into our projections of how a project is doing? By doing it all the way back throughout the a year and a half or so, it really does show, hey, some of the projects moved earlier on. You can see that at one point Link was actually in the lead, and then since then it's now coming in at like 5th place out of these cryptocurrencies we've been following. But this is certainly a good chart, I think, to look at to try to identify, are you with mainly with projects that are doing better than Bitcoin? Are they doing worse than Bitcoin? Are they doing better than Ethereum? Are they doing worse than Ethereum? Cardano is doing better than Ethereum, and VeChain is doing better than Ethereum. And there's, of course, a number of other projects out there that have done better than Ethereum, but out of the ones we started here with, there's only a number of them, a couple of them that are actually still doing better than just Ethereum's ROI, which does make me just even more bullish on Ethereum, the fact that taking on less risk and it's still giving a fairly decent reward is fairly nice. I mean, look at ADA just kind of chilling at a modest 100x from the bottom. Now, one thing I should say is these charts sort of unfairly punish Bitcoin because Bitcoin doesn't dump quite as bad over here. So you can imagine when these cryptocurrencies dumped, Bitcoin didn't dump as bad. Therefore, when it came out of it, it didn't shoot up as quickly as some of the altcoins. But that is something to keep in mind. Okay, so Bitcoin also minimizes your downside risk as well, because if Bitcoin ever goes down significantly, then altcoins are going to get wrecked even worse. So just remember that these types of charts sort of punish higher market cap coins more than smaller market cap coins, because smaller market cap coins really get wrecked on capitulations, but then they can just shoot up afterwards because of the fact that it doesn't take that much volume to move them. Just something to keep in mind. I thought this would provide a useful update on where these different cryptocurrencies are. I still contend that ADA is the racehorse of the market cycle. It's still up a very modest 100x from the market cycle bottom, and it's been in the number 3, number 4 spot for quite a while now. If you guys like the content, remember we do have the premium list at intothecryptoverse.com. The prices are going up in later this week, so make sure you guys check that out. Lock in the lower rate, intothecryptoverse.com. Thank you for tuning in. Subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.